Okay, so tonight I've just finished my last day of driving. If you're an observer of the human condition, it's quite fun. The driver's like a fly on the wall. You hear things and you pick up some interesting characters. I've had uncles, who are Grab drivers themselves, and they wanted to give me advice. I've picked up people from brothels. I've dropped people off at the brothels. I picked people up from the bars, send them to the bars. I've sent very young kids to the clubs. Picked up some young people from the clubs drunk as well. I once picked up a very nice older lady, very articulate, and she was telling me about her family and her kids and so on. So it's been an interesting experience. One thing I really have to kind of say is Singaporean drivers are an angry bunch, are very competitive. They always want to get ahead, always rushing off somewhere. And I'm glad I'm a lot older. If you want to cut me off, go ahead, I don't mind going a little slower. Although I tend to do maybe plus 10 of the speed limit, especially on the highway, and if it's late, there are no cars. I tend to do that. I just found out something as well, which I don't quite like. The Grab Driver app tracks how fast you're going. It also tracks how hard you accelerate and how hard you brake. And those are points against you, which is really weird because driving is always very situational. You can't just say, you're going above the speed limit, so therefore you're wrong. You drive according to the road conditions. It's things like this on the app that makes some drivers get quite anxious about driving. And so I think when we see these drivers, especially as passengers, we have to be a bit more aware. A lot of times they are just trying to follow the rules. If they're worried that the company will come after them for bad driving or whatever the case is. I honestly was a little bit bothered by it, but I think, I can't help it. I'm going to have to drive according to the conditions out there, and not because the app says, I need to maintain the speed limit all the time, or I can't accelerate hard, or I can't brake hard. In terms of my earnings, it's very difficult to make any money. If it wasn't for my massage business and my PT business, I think after expenses, fuel and everything, I made $700 in 25 days. And I drive an average of maybe 4 days a week and maybe 4 to 6 hours at a time, and it's all at night. I will continue to do this. When I do rent a car from Grab, it'll be at least $100 a day versus my $50 a day now. Yeah, I'm not going to rely on this to make a decent living. This is not possible. And another reason why I think there are a lot of very tired drivers out there who are trying to make a living driving, because it's tough. You have to drive a good 8 hours to earn maybe $200, $250 a night. Can you imagine if they need to pay the car off and raise a family and all sorts of stuff? It's very difficult. I think we should be a lot kinder to drivers. But yeah, it's been fun, and I think I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to take a break for the next 10 days or so. Then I head off to Taipei for Pride. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to drive for maybe another 6 weeks, and then I'm off to Penang, and then immediately after that I'm off to Bangkok. So yeah, that's my kind of rough plans for the rest of the year. And then next year I will legit start planning, my work schedule in terms of driving and massage and my personal training. Might be getting into something else as well next year. But hey, we'll see. Bye.